A former Madison mayoral candidate has a new job within the county. Gloria Reyes was just appointed by County Executive Joe Parisi as co-deputy director of the Dane County Department of Human Services. She will serve alongside interim director Astra Mary, and this after State Representative Sheila Stubbs here was blocked from becoming the director last week. In a news release, Parisi says he is saddened and frustrated by how the nomination process unfolded, and while the county continues its recruitment process for a new director, Reyes will be supporting the management team.